Mountain, Island, Lightning Bolt, Spell Pierce, Switchblade, Stab Wound, Red Mage, Blue Mage.
Welcome back to Red Blap, Blue Blap with Kenny and Blap.
You know, I deserve this. That's all right.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Who is that? Who's speaking right now?
Apparently Blap. That's me. It's Amber. I've crawled out under the rock for a third time. Second time? Third time? I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I remember last time you were on the show, it was like, oh man, it's been a while. I'm back, everybody.
I'm back at it. I'm going to do lots of things, and I just went through a lot of stuff with my life, but I'm back, baby. And then my life imploded again. It was my grandmother passing away. Then I was like, okay, I can get back into recording now. It's been a couple months. And then my work became incredibly bad. The R&D one. And then, did anybody ever learn about me getting a new job? Did I ever come back on the show to talk about that?
That's what our first segment is, so you're kind of jumping the gun a little bit.
Oh, okay. Sorry, whoops.
That's all good. A little preview for everybody. Yeah, we have to officially catch up.
In the magic catch-up storm.
We're playing Magic.
Oh my god. I'm listening to the music in my head. All right.
All right, so give us the real version. So when last we saw our hero, she was neck deep in corporate America.
Oh, yeah.
At a job that caused a huge amount of anxiety. And actually, you've talked about your job a little tangentially, but on the show quite a bit, because we always wind up talking about research and development and the health that the employees go through and all their different strictures that they have to do, blah, blah, blah.
Right. And so mine got to the point where it was affecting my mental health so poorly with the just the chaos. You know, I one of the things I've told other people too is like, you know, even during the pandemic, even the strongest of or the most resilient of people or companies were struggling. And I think it just is, I can never say this word, exacerbated. Did I do it right? Hell yeah. Yeah, I can say words, brother. So yeah, it really put a toll on not only the personnel, but also I think the company in general, just because of all of the, you know, COVID shutdowns in China or the shipping nightmare, the cost of resin, and, you know, people were pretty checked out, and, you know, it was really difficult to work in a place like that, on top of, you know, I guess I don't work there anymore. I don't think I ever mentioned specifically the name of the company, because I don't want to get in trouble for slander, because I'm saying it out loud. Is that right? Slander's talking, libel's writing?
Yes.
Oh,
again,
God.
Thanks to J. Jonah Jameson for
that one. So I don't want to get in trouble for slander, but like there was definitely some nepotism going on where people were hiring higher up people, and, you know, focus was trying to get things out the door. And I would just say watch the Boeing Netflix documentary to kind of get a taste of what I was experiencing. Which really is like I couldn't be complicit, and my morals and my standards are very high. So I was really at my wit's end. You know, management job, feeling pretty, at least financially secure there, but mentally so unhappy I couldn't do anything, and just stressed all the time, which is why I haven't really been on the show, because I didn't have any good energy to bring to people. And I figure that's probably not what people want to hear, is sadness all the time when they listen to a podcast about Magic the Gathering. Except for if I'm complaining about Magic, and then people love that.
That's true.
But
more anger and rage than sadness.
Yeah. So yeah, I was kind of like trying to figure out what my out was. I was really seriously considering just quitting and trying my best at just paving my way freelance, because I do graphic design freelance, and I was part-time working at Kobold Press, which is a D&D third-party supplement publishing company that does like monster books and magic books and have their own setting, and they put a lot of good content and have a lot of good work. And I was doing freelance work for them part-time, and I got an actual job offer, a full-time job offer in February, and I was so sad in general and so overwhelmed that when Alexander made me the offer, I don't think I replied in the way that he expected. I think he was expecting like some happiness, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Very well.
Very well. Let me think about this. I'm numb inside. And so it took a minute for it to set in, just because I was just so numb from everything. And I started working, I believe February 28th was my first day full-time at Kobold Press, and I've been there for the last, what is it, June right now? So it's not quite 4-ish months total. And I'm loving it, baby. I'm in it. I'm full-time games now, brother. I don't know why I keep doing this.
This is not a normal Amber thing.
No, this is not. When have I ever done this?
This is like the new you.
New me, brother. Also, I shouldn't be quoting a horrible person. Anyway.
It's more the persona, I guess.
Okay, fine, yeah.
But you've been loving life, loving your new work situation?
Yeah, absolutely. Good. What's the Papa John? Also another horrible thing to be quoting. Good pizza,
ingredients.
good ingredients, good pizza, pop, Kobold Press.
Good ingredients, good pizza.
Kobold Press. Hey, Kobold Press. Anybody listening to this that works for Kobold Press? Probably not. I think you should change your tagline to that.
Yeah. Did they have a tagline?
I don't think so. I mean, small but fierce, I think is the tagline, because of kobolds, you know how they be.
You know how kobolds get down.
Are there kobolds in Magic the Gathering?
Yeah, there are.
Excuse me? Is
Yeah.
it a type, or are they goblin? Oh, Jesus! Did you just swallow a kobold?
Kobolds are their own creature type. They have first appeared in an old set, and they're almost all 0/1 creatures. So they are very small indeed.
But got that big booty. Or got a small booty.
Yeah. When they came back and they did some, I think, a Commander's set, they came out with a new legendary kobold, if I'm remembering correctly.
What was it called?
That was Kobold of the Gods. I don't know. Let me research.
Is that just a joke?
About kobolds?
Kobolds of the Gods?
Yeah, I made that one up.
Wow. You should be like a designer or something.
You would play with Kobold of the Gods?
Yeah, sounds pretty great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked about this card, because it was like one of our episodes where like, what are you excited about in this Commander set? And it was Rograk, son of Rogaw. It's a 0-mana legendary creature, a 0/1 with first strike, menace, and trample, and it has partner.
Yeah, it sounds like a kobold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty awesome. So yeah, that's where Amber's been. And now, are you back? Are we going to be recording routinely now?
I sure hope so. But, jobs to me are like, I'm like hydras. So, like, I strike one job down and then two more pop up in its place kind of deal. So, I've also got a lot of other stuff going on that I'm working with Kenny on. So,
That's true.
So, Kenny and I started a publishing business, which I think will have been launched by the time... Our first release should have been launched by the time this comes out. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe not. Either way,
June
the
15th.
website is there.
Yeah, the website's up and live. So it's thecloudcurio.com. Like Curio Cabinet.
And the company is Cloud Curio.
The company is Cloud Curio. And we are writing... Well, I'm not writing. We are creating TTRPG supplements and mostly trying to stay in a system neutral, but obviously giving 5e options, as D&D is a big thing. And it's a me and Kenny more sophisticated personality style front out there. Not so much a red mage, blue mage, me scratching my butt, farting around kind of style.
Yeah. For Cloud Curio, all of your brother man talk is kept behind closed doors.
Yeah, probably the Patreon.
Probably.
So red mage, blue mage listeners get unrestricted access to brother.
Yeah. This is the unfiltered brother.
Anyway, so yeah, I should be back. I haven't been playing a lot of Magic, but I still like Magic the Gathering. I think about it sometimes. And so yeah, I'm not making a commitment. Kenny's so
to the
mad.
show you co-host?
I haven't co-hosted it so long. It's been the Seth and Kenny show for the last year.
Yeah, it has
Do
been.
you still want me to do this podcast?
This is off-air talk.
No, it's on air talk.
Yes, I want you to do this show.
Well then, brother, I commit. I'll be back. You'll see me
All
back
right.
here in this.
All right. That's more... Okay, so more law stuff. That's a verbal contract. Recorded even.
Wow, in public. In
So,
the
yeah.
public domain.
Yeah. And I've got you on weekly. No exceptions.
Even my death?
That's correct.
How am I going to do a podcast when I'm dead?
You got to figure that out.
From the grave!
Brother.
All right, let's get to talking about Magic. We've talked for 12 minutes about bullshit.
Yeah, about your life.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Well, okay, so we've got a lot of Magic to catch up on. The last you were on, it was Crimson Vow.
Blood marriages.
Blood Wedding. The Red Wedding. And it was even previews. The set wasn't even out yet. We were just talking, we got those invitations to the wedding, and you're like, what's all this about? Lots happened since then. And I wanted to ask you, as a person who you don't really, I don't think, keep super up to date on Magic goings on. It's not like you follow a bunch of accounts or anything that are Magic dedicated. So what's your feeling? What little crumbs have you picked up off the ground that have tumbled from the table?
Oh yeah, this is a little goblin segment, right? When I'm
Yeah.
under the floorboards eating y crumbs.
Yeah.
So a thing that I saw that did pique my interest, only from an art standpoint and from a I would want all those lands instead of the lands I have, is the Kamigawa set.
Mm-hmm.
The Neon Knights, Disco Elysium, cyberpunk, cooler than other cyberpunk looks.
Yeah, I was always
Neon.
calling it Kamigawa Neon Genesis.
Kamigawa Neon Genesis, cyberpunk, Disco Knights.
Elysium.
Disco Knights. So I saw that and I was like, dang, that looks cool. And then I pretty much don't even know anything else. I couldn't tell you what's active set right now. I couldn't tell you what's come out. I think it's burnt. I mean, I was burnt out in general, but the Magic cycle is so aggressive that it's I would have to make it my entire personality in order to feel or at least make it a large segment of my personality in order to keep up.
Yeah.
But I just cannot.
Yeah.
It is not feasible. And so I feel like I'm one of those Magic players that, unfortunately, unless it's something very specific, if they came out if they came out with goblins in the West, Cowboy West, oh my gosh, take all my money, have it. I don't need it. I need these goblins.
I think that day is coming.
Are you
honestly.
serious? Are they going to give me Western goblins?
I think so.
How do you know?
The reason I say I think so is because the last two sets they've done have been Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, which they took, their Japanese spirit folklore set in a fantasy world, threw it 2,000 years into the future, and now it's all skyscrapers and hacking and that aesthetic. And then the set right after it that we're currently on is Streets of New Capenna, which is a 30s inspired Art Deco crime family syndicate with a fantasy twist. So I think, they've kind of run out of, for a while they were just doing, what are the other kind of fantasy things in the real world we haven't done yet? Well, we haven't done Greek mythology. Okay. Well, we haven't done Egyptian mythology. Okay, did that. Okay, well, we haven't done Norse mythology specifically. Okay, we did that. And then they're like, we're all out of mythology.
Which is so silly, because there's a whole other mythologies they can grab from.
There is, but from their perspective, they want to tap into something that's already known and popular.
Which
just like
is silly.
Any other kind of media. That being said...
Ooh, to that.
Well, But I think eventually, that's why I feel confident saying, eventually you will get a Western with a fantasy twist.
It better. I mean, honestly, come on now. You got the Music Mans who do the pop country, the guys.
What?
Old Town Road. Why don't you know my brain? I mean, like in popular media in the United States. Are
country
you not
music?
following? Are you not that country music. Not the country music that makes you feel like you should, like, hide that you're gay. Like, not that, like, or, like, super patriotic country music. Or, I should worry about my mom who is black safety kind of music. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about big trucks and I don't know, giving your horse alcohol.
Get on my tractor, ride to the field.
No, I'm talking like the Lil Nas and the Orville Peck cool cowboy. And people get mad at me. I know, whatever. But I think aesthetically, Western stuff is coming kind of like, I feel like it's its time. I love Western style stuff. So Western as in United States Western.
I feel like Western stuff has never been out, really.
What do you mean?
Well, I think about there were the Westerns back in the day, John Wayne, all that stuff. Then you had spaghetti Westerns, the Italian Westerns, Clint Eastwood, right?
Yes.
Man with No Name. Then you had crime movies, mob movies, which are also basically just Westerns.
Yes.
And then you get neo-Westerns, and things like, I just finished my rewatch of Breaking Bad, which is very obviously Western-inspired. I just feel like that feel is never out of style.
No, I mean, well, you're talking about the media aspect of it, like the storytelling aspect of a Western. I'm talking about aesthetics of a Western.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I agree.
I mean, Mandalorian is a Western.
Right, very spaghetti Western.
But it is aesthetically not so. Like,
right.
Visually.
Well, I think in Magic you're going to get aesthetically it's a Western because they want to tap into that.
They need to. They're need it now. I'm calling it now. I called food tokens. I call everything, except I haven't gotten my Eldrazi.
I said this is happening.
No.
Yeah, I said it. They're going to do it, and you're like, really? How do you know?
I don't remember this.
This is this episode.
Oh.
It's 10 minutes ago.
I blame all the bean smoke in my house for addling my brain.
So do we explain that, or do we just leave it to the listener's imagination what that means?
My sister burned a whole pot of black beans. Just absolutely incinerated some beans earlier today. My house stinks to high heaven of burnt beans.
So you're kind of in a Western mindset anyway.
Because I'm on fire?
No,
because my beans.
Yeah. More beans, Mr. Taggart?
We were sitting around the campfire and she dropped a whole goddamn can of beans right into the fire.
Exactly.
And now I ain't got no beans.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like League of Legends has a bunch of alternate universes for like their different skin lines. And one of them is the High Noon skin line. Sure. And it's like an old Western, but the fantasy tinge is that the sheriffs, like the police or whatever, the law enforcement are angelic. They're divine in some way. And all the outlaws are demonic.
Should be flipped, to be quite honest.
Well, they play around with that. And of course, it's not as clear cut.
I mean, cowboys were technically outlaws. Did I get messed up? I played Boot Hill once, and I can't remember. That's a game.
You can be a cowboy and you can be within the law or outside the law.
I mean, ain't that the truth about everything?
Yeah, it is. Anyway, like I said, I think you're gonna get your goblin cowboys eventually. The sad thing will be if they do the Western and they don't do goblins.
Yeah, that made me really mad. Have you missed podcasting with me? Am I being ridiculous right now?
Oh yeah. That's what we signed up for.
Wait, I am being ridiculous? Oh yeah, you didn't miss what
Oh yeah, you're being ridiculous. That's what me and the listeners signed up for.
Oh, you're keeping this in?
I don't know. That's a problem for me in the future to figure out.
Also, I really need you to go back and really edit that part where I was talking about Lil Nas.
What do you mean?
Just to make it sound like I'm not insane.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, no, you gotta keep it all in.
You don't listen, so you'll never know.
I might.
I doubt it.
I could.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with the physics of it.
I have ears.
So
continue about magic.
So we've had 2 big sets, Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty, which was very cool. I was skeptical of it because, we haven't been there. Like, it was the first set that really came out when I first started playing the game. And it wasn't super well received because it was on the heels of Mirrodin, which was a really powerful, like, to the point of being broken set. And in Kamigawa, though, they're kind of reeling back the power level. So it felt kind of underwhelming. But it's really cool. Really cool idea, and it was ripe for a revisit where they could really do it up right. And they made the bold decision to really radically reshape the world and not just do, we're going back, here's the same meal again. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So they decided to come back, like I said, thousands of years in the future. The world is radically different, filled with technology, and it was more about thematically this balance between the spiritual side of things, the technological side of things. And it actually wound up being super cool. I drafted the hell out of it. Seth jumped back into drafts, and it was one of the coolest draft sets that there's been for a long time. And it was really fun.
What made it cool?
There was so much going on in the draft format. Tons of different archetypes. They had artifact themes, enchantment themes, tons of sagas that were really powerful and fun to play with. Just lots of different things you could do, lots of different directions that you could go. And it was fun to play, really fun to play. And it was just neat. I was a really big refresher after Crimson Vow, which I talked about on the show, both Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow, back-to-back sets in Innistrad for the 3rd time, and it just felt so tired, because it was just like, here's Innistrad again. What is it? It's werewolves and vampires and zombies and horror tropes again, with no real freshness to it.
I think that's the problem for me with Magic. It's like the problem, we've talked about this so many times, like with media. Like, I'm just too saturated in media, and something has to be so different or so funny or fun to me to even catch my eye. So yeah. I wouldn't. That's why Crimson Vow, I think I even talked about how I didn't care about Crimson Vow because it's vampires again. I'm like, vampires.
Yeah, I was down for that more than Midnight Hunt, because Crimson Vow at least had like the wedding thing going. They just didn't do, I don't know, it was just
weddings. Really? That's what gets you all hot and bothered? It
doesn't. A lot of people criticized it. I'm saying after Midnight Hunt, which was nothing. Midnight Hunt was just like, here's Innistrad again. And Crimson Vow is at least like, Soren's grandpa's getting married. Like,
nobody wants to or cares about this old man getting married.
I'll take something. But then that's why Kamigawa was like, whoa, okay, interesting.
Yeah, nice.
And then we get Streets of New Capenna.
Are they doing storylines at all anymore?
Yes, they are. So it seems, well, not even it seems like, they are getting ready. You remember War of the Spark was this gigantic sprawling event? Yeah. We're gearing up for the next giant sprawling event.
And it's going to be?
New Phyrexia. It's going to be some sort of confrontation with New Phyrexia.
You know what I'm saying? Where do you go? Where do you go after a big world multiverse ending war? You gotta go into your own heart.
The Eldrazi storyline.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be something. It is getting a little bit. It feels like the problem that the MCU has too, right?
I was about ready to bring this up. So yes, it's the problem the MCU is currently struggling with, because it's like after you get done with Endgame or whatever, it's like, what do you do? And what I like that they're doing for Miss Marvel, which is something I just watched this past week. It's out on Disney Plus now. I like when it starts to focus on the people in the world of the Avengers. So Miss Marvel, the main character, Kamala, she is a fangirl of the Avengers, and specifically Captain Marvel. And so I like getting to see a viewpoint that and how the world is being affected for the normal people and not the superheroes, even though she ends up becoming a superhero. Spoiler, but everybody knows this, so whatever. I feel like that's what you kind of have to do, is like once you do an overarching huge storyline, you know, what makes you get interested is people's stories, right? And like their struggles and their overcoming their own personal things. And yeah, there's some superhero stuff. I hope they do that. I wish they could do that in Magic, but like I don't care about any of the characters really.
Yeah, that's true. So obviously I agree. Like that's why I was bringing up the in-game problem. Yeah. Where do you go after that? And yeah, I think that is the big problem. The big problem that the Magic story has currently, in my opinion, is all of their marketing and all of their cachet as a brand is invested into Planeswalkers.
Yes.
And it makes everything feel homogenous and samey. Because It's like, welcome to this new, awesome, cool plane. Like, we're on, you know, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, thousands of years in the future. The spiritual world of Kamigawa is now mingled with, you know, futuristic technology. Oh, but here's Tamio and Jace, and they're gonna fight a Praetor from New Phyrexia. And then it's like, here's the streets of New Capenna. Oh, cool, Art Deco fantasy crime family. Oh, here's Ob Nixilis coming to kill the main characters from this world. Like, I just don't care.
Yeah, I get from a like marketing reason and for a company reason why you need to continue on that branch of your line, the main trunk, if you will. Because you don't know when people are going to come into Magic. You know, they probably haven't experienced stuff before. It's something exciting, new for them to get into, blah, 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 blah. But I think for people like me and you know, I'm content to just play your cube all the time, or like Commander, or build Commander decks or silly historic decks, right, in Arena. And to get me engaged with the story, you would have to do something like Arcane. Because, like, Arcane is so good, it almost makes me want to play League of Legends, but League of Legends is a game I do not care about. Like, I could not care about League of Legends as an actual, like, game. But if they could do something like Arcane for Magic the Gathering that made me so excited to get to have X characters cards, I would lose my mind. But they don't do that. So there's nothing for me to really grasp onto. I think they could really should be really, if they probably are, but if they aren't, they should be really looking at how Riot has done their media.
I mean, I'm sure they are. But I mean, to draw another MCU parallel, because right now they are working on a Magic the Gathering show.
Right.
But to draw another MCU comparison, I feel like if I have to make a wager, I think Magic is going to be like the DC to the MCU. They're going to try to imitate it, and it's going to be a pale comparison. You know what I mean? A pale imitation.
Yeah, probably.
Because I just don't think, I mean, The most invested I was in it was War the Spark. And that was not as much for the characters as it was for the set told a story. Like, that was the most impressive thing to me about War the Spark is I could look at the cards and I could construct what happened in the story in my head. Was it the most compelling story? No. That's what needs work. But it showed, like, it was like a proof of concept. You could tell a cool story with just cards. And that would be neat to see. But so far, they only know how to do it with, like, here are our 10 planeswalkers. And just watch them gallivant through all these different places. I really would, if I had my druthers in a Magic set, maybe you can still have planeswalkers, maybe, but I don't want to see them as like characters that are jumping between worlds.
Yeah. Do planeswalkers do any good?
What do you mean?
Are they even heroes?
Yeah.
They saved the world, I guess.
Yeah. The gatesmen, what are they called? Oath.
Kenny, we've become Red Letter Media. We are Mike and Rich.
The Gatewatch, I think they're called the Gatewatch, are the planeswalkers.
But do they do any good?
Yes, they've saved the multiverse several times.
No. Do they give back to their communities?
I mean, saving the multiverse is the biggest community that you could give back to.
Yeah, but you could still be an asshole and do that.
Sure.
Haven't you watched The Boys?
Yeah, absolutely. You saying, are they good people?
Yeah.
I don't think there are any good planeswalkers. It's kind of like how, you can't be an ethical billionaire. You can't be an ethical planeswalker.
What's the name of this episode title? Are there such thing as an ethical planeswalker? I don't think so.
Only if you just abdicate your abilities. You just don't fuck around. It's like, what the Gatewatch needs, they need a prime directive. They need to have some sort of code about interfering. Because all they do, they go to some world and they just kill the major domos there and cause an apocalypse or prevent
and then they
one.
don't ever help with like the setup of a new government or like helping with like outreach and like resources, and they just leave a wake of destruction. Okay, you know what? I just hate planeswalkers so much. I just do not like planeswalkers, and I think it's high time for a new type of Magic the Gathering hero to show up that's not a planeswalker, and that's actually called planes don'ts or something. I don't know. Plain sit downers. And they just say no to planeswalkers. I think planeswalkers need to be held accountable and judged for their actions. I think there needs to be like a sort of like, I don't know, system to keep them in check. Anyway.
So you want to be like, going back to the MCU, you want to be like that dude from Civil War? You want to put the Accords, Zarkovia Accords on the Planeswalkers?
Well, because look what happened at Sokovia. They killed so many people.
Right.
Trying to do good, and they effed it up.
Right.
So bad.
They all like collapse on Ravnica, and they wind up feeding Nicol Bolas 1 billion souls, and he almost takes over the multiverse.
Yes. Yeah. So I would be that, except I don't know. Again, I'm going down the path of I'm going to be the Joker baby. Like, we all know I should not have any power because I would just end up... I don't know why I'm self-inserting myself into the Magic Gathering story. Anyway, this is all fan fiction anyway. What am I rambling on about?
I agree. I mean, I want to see more... I want to see more, like, legendary creatures be the main characters of stories. I think that's cool. I think about, lots of people grasp onto like Alicia who smiles at death. I see so many people who have that as like their username on Arena or on Twitter or whatever. And this was just a legendary creature back in the cons days that people really liked. And it feels like we don't get that anymore. It's always planeswalkers who are the main characters. And when it's always the case that you go to some cool new plane like Amonkhet, like lots of people waited for a long time. The Egyptian themed world. This is awesome. And they blow it up the same set. Like, at the end of it, all of the gods are dead zombies Only one god's still alive, and they blew up the safe haven of Amonkhet.
Couldn't we go to a plane where all people do is picnic, and the biggest issue is that somebody forgot the jam?
See, we did that. The answer is no, because when we did that, we did get one of your favorite sets. We got Lorwyn.
God damn it.
Where the biggest threat is sneaking pie thief or whatever it was called, who's going to steal a pie off your windowsill. And it sold horribly.
God damn it. There wasn't enough ambers in the world at that point in time to buy Lorwyn up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked about this too, where this is a problem that the marketers have. You have to answer to, the shareholders, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that feeling.
And it's very hard to say to them, look, there is this demographic we just haven't tapped yet. And all they want to say is, well, we have this one demographic we already know. That's why, you get tons of, going back to movies, you get sequels and prequels, and you don't get as much new content.
Which is why it kills me, because it's like these corporations always want to grow. They need to see numbers going higher every year, right? They can't stagnate. And I'm like, at some point in time, you're going to stagnate. Like, you should be thinking about how to diversify your demographic. And yeah, you might not make a ton of money on a set like Lorwyn, but that's what brought me into Magic. And then I stayed in Magic for a while, and then I fell out of Magic because everything was boring to me. And then I came back with Eldraine, and Eldraine pulled me in. And then I stayed in Magic for a while and even got on Arena and gave Magic more of my money. And then I got bored. And now I'm waiting for the next fun thing to come out, And they could have been making these secret layers, offshoots that are for this target demographic, or these little mini sets. Like, if I had more unsets, I would be losing my mind. Funny, goofy things. And there are people who are out there who are waiting for it, but I don't buy any of the other stuff because I'm bored. But I love Magic. I love the game. I love playing it, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of... It's the problem another Wizards property, D&D, kind of has sometimes, where it's like, I like the game, what else do I need? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Magic can feel that way. It definitely does. Like, I am now fully back into arena drafting, so it's a little different for me now. But for the longest time, yeah, it was just Cube and Commander. And it's like, I'm not continually re-upping my investment. So what is the thing that's going to grab me and pull me in?
Well, Arena's definitely helped. Arena makes it more accessible to play.
Definitely.
Especially with, like, not going to GameStar. You know what I realized we just did? We've just complained for, like, a good 25, 30 minutes.
That's what the people love.
Are you sure?
Yeah, people love complaining. Complaining videos always do well.
Well, I guess we should make complaining videos.
All right, what else you want to complain about? You want to complain about the price of paper Magic going up?
I mean, paper stuff right now. Paper is so expensive right now.
Yeah.
So expensive. It hurts to look at what things cost now. So
yeah.
To me, to see Magic the Gathering's paper costs go up,
you're just like, yep.
It's just par for the course. Look at freaking gas prices right now. $5.25 a gallon. Dear freaking God. I'm so glad I bought a Prius back in 2018. But it's still, I'm used to filling up for $18.
Yeah.
And now it's $45?
Right.
Holy crap. What? So to me, it's no surprise, like, that Magic's paper cost is going up because more than likely they are doing offset printing in China or someplace else. I think someplace else.
They have lots of different places, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say I think there's several different places but that doesn't, I mean, paper cost is high, shipping is a nightmare. Holy crap. So, yeah. It doesn't surprise me paper's gone up.
Yep. That makes sense. How about this? Speaking of prices going up. Double Masters 2022.
Don't care. Don't know what that is.
It's back. So you don't have to care what it is. The news is, again, a price thing. So collector booster boxes. 4 packs of cards. 15 cards a pack. So 60 cards total. Total price?
$700.
$230.
Oh, okay. Well, whoo, that's not bad. That was $700.
For 4 packs of cards?
I mean, no, I'm just being me.
Yeah, I think that's ludicrous. I mean, so many of these things, it's like, doesn't affect me personally. It's like, I just don't buy paper Magic.
It's for them MTG finance nerds.
It's true. And this is a collector box, so it's like, those prices can skyrocket for all I care.
I mean, you buy that, and you wait another 40 years, and then
you can
retire.
triple your money.
And then you retire.
I guess so.
Because it has a special misprinted boot equipment in there. The boot is backwards, and the laces are spaghetti. The laces, yeah, they somehow messed up the art. Not the actual printing. This boot was printed in upside down. Wait, it's just okay. Yeah,
I'm just looking at it upside down.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that the back of the card would be facing the right way up, and the front card was facing the wrong way down.
Brother.
I wasn't going to say brother.
And then other than that, as far as Magic news goes, it's just a bunch of new sets are going to be coming out. There is going to be a new unset.
Yahoo!
This fall. It was pushed back, I think, because of supply chain issues.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be coming out. I think we may have talked about it already. It's a space theme park themed.
Because I said I don't care about space, and you literally shit a brick.
Yeah, that's right. Because you said, yeah, like, I don't care about stars. Which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
What have they done for me?
That's exactly what you said.
Oh, okay, good to know. I'm if anything but whatever consistent is something. Those words don't work for me.
Good to know that I'm everything but consistent.
Good to know I'm consistent.
I am all.
I'm both in and out of consistency.
We're going to get a new Dominaria set.
Meh. All right. That's the plain base, home base, right?
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do there.
Make some pancakes.
I don't know.
Make a good time.
Last time we were there, we did what I thought they were going to do for Kamigawa, which is like, we haven't been here in ages. Let's just get a reset, and this is how this world feels. And also Dominaria back in the day, they spent like their first, 10 sets on Dominaria, and it was just a clusterfuck of random stuff. And so when they came back, they're like, let's define what this world is actually about. Because up until then, it was just like, it's just the world where things happen.
It's the Windows 98 desktop background.
Right. It's just a pasture with a blue sky overhead.
Yes, exactly.
But they decided at that time that Dominaria it's such an ancient plane. It's all about history, and so that's where sagas got introduced.
No one else can see my face as I make it. Well,
can
then
you
why don't they
can you
go
make the
back?
sound effect that goes with the faces you just made?
History.
Thank you.
Is that about right?
Yep, that's right.
Maybe they should do some like architectural dig, and then they unearth like, I don't know, a sacred bug.
Sure. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. My guess is they're just setting up for the Phyrexia thing.
Yeah, they find a sacred Phyrexia bug. It's a beetle. It's the heaven and earth beetle.
They already got a setup for Phyrexia. They don't need to find a bug.
But it would be fun. And then, like, the card...
Dominaria United. It's a bug.
Someone holding up, an archaeologist holding a bug up. Come on. And that's the card. It's so triumphant. And then you have a card that is just the bug looking confused as people put, like, flowers and food and tributes.
So it's a living
to the
bug.
Sure. Yeah, it's living. It's alive.
It said it looks confused.
I mean, just the angle of the artwork could make it look confused.
It's like
you know,
a
like
fossil.
how, like, you know those paintings that when you move, the eyes follow you, but different angles are different emotions for this bug. So if you go top down, looking down at it, it's confused. But if you look up at it from below, it's happy.
I like how this started with you being like, I'm bored of these ideas. I need something new. What about a bug?
Come on! It could be a fun bug.
This is an idea. Why are we starting a business together?
What do you mean?
I guess this is why I'm on the writing side.
Oh, excuse me? You're
All right,
laughing and you're having a good time as I describe the different various angles that you could depict this bug in.
You need to do a design for Cloud Curio, and it can be this bug.
Okay. All right.
Challenge
I'll
accepted?
do that. Yeah.
All
I'll
right,
also
sweet.
stat it for Magic, too.
Sweet. That'd be actually a great Patreon thing, is like unfiltered Amber designs. No one edits it. It's just, and you just do it in 5 minutes. And you do the art, whip it up in 5 minutes. It would be so funny.
The flavor text is the bug.
Yeah. It would be, I think it would be really funny, actually. This is a great idea.
Well, thank you. I have them every once in a while. I'm glad this bug, you really enjoyed it. Like,
No, I was saying my
on.
Patreon idea is good.
Oh.
The bug idea is garbage, obviously.
No, it's so good.
Well, sound off in the comments, everybody. Is we found a bug, a good foundation for a plane of Magic the Gathering.
It's a good card. It's an instant.
Called It's a Bug.
Yeah.
We
And
found
what
the bug.
it does, as soon as you play it, it gives you 4 happiness tokens that you
Which
can
I can
spend
redeem for what?
1 mana of your choice.
So they're treasures.
Yeah. But it's happiness tokens.
This seems like
I'll
unneeded complexity.
call them elation tokens.
Elation.
Yeah, because you're elated to see the bug.
And that's the front runner card. That's the
Yeah.
Everybody's
And
gonna be
as
trying
you
to crack open.
unearth, and as you unearth and find more of these bugs, the happier you get. And if you get 20 elation tokens, you win the game.
This is the opposite of draining someone's life total.
Which is funny because there's no way that could work because you can only have 4 copies of that instant in your deck, so you're never ever gonna gain happiness. This has been a very very sad mechanic concept I've done. You will never achieve happiness.
That's great storytelling, though.
It is, isn't it?
You could, though, if you proliferate.
Oh no, there's no proliferating.
You can proliferate your elation tokens.
No, there's actually the rule set says if you proliferate these tokens, immediately discard all. If you proliferate, you have to immediately discard all elation tokens.
But if I get 20 first, then I can win.
But you can't because you can't proliferate your tokens. And
Why
the
not?
only way you can get elation tokens is from the instant we found a bug.
How much does it cost?
Too much. 7 mana.
Jesus! 7 mana for 4 tokens that will never win me the game.
You can't really put a price on happiness, to be quite honest.
I can.
Oh, yeah?
7 mana. That's too much.
I thought you were going to say, sure I can. I want to end this podcast. Bye.
That would be how you would end it.
Are we done talking about Magic?
I think so. I think we're caught up.
Okay. Well, this has been fun brainstorming and complaining session and learning that Magic is still currently boring to me.
Yeah, it's a great setup of adventures to come between the two of us.
Oh, I know what I can do
What?
to help us with Magic content. I still have to read all those Magic the Gathering books that I have.
Yes,
I got about a quarter of the way through Arena. And I have thoughts about it, and I made notes about it. So maybe that should be my assignment, is to read these books.
Okay.
He doesn't have any
I don't think it's gonna
confidence.
happen.
That's fine. No, I'm not making any promises. I'm just stating ideas.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right, well, this has been Red Mage, Blue Mage. I, as always, have been Kenny. You can find me at Wolfmere on Twitter and elsewhere.
Oh, is it my turn?
That's typically how it goes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Amber. I'm back, I guess, sometimes. I'm Amber. Wait. Oh, boy. Let's try this again. I don't know how to end a podcast anymore. At all. Yeah, so I'm sometimes Amber. I am on the internet as Rocket Orca on Twitter. And the end.
Until next time, I'll be representing Counterspell.
And I found a bug.
Bye-bye.
There, see, you have to do that.